All right, everybody, welcome. We are going to go digital portfolio training. We're going to go a little bit deeper. It's going to be a bit of an audit, both for our VA, Miss Jeanette, as well as for staff. So if you're a teacher watching this will be helpful if you need to clean up your portfolios, your tracking, you need a little help with one or both. So we're going to jump into this. I've got Miss Kim, Miss Dawn here today. They're going to take over here in just a second. I just want to do a couple little housekeeping pieces. If you're trying to figure out how to find the tracking sheet and how to find your digital, your portfolios, let me show you. So right now I'm in the Fruta email. Each classroom has their own email. So even at home or on the computer, you could log into your classroom email. For example, Fruta Preschool at Gmail is our Fruta Preschool email. So if you need help figuring out what yours is, ask an admin. The password currently is 4learning, the number 4, learning lowercase. That may and will change over time, so you can check with admin to make sure you have a password. So once you're signed into your email account, your classroom Google account, if you go to the drive, which is right here, and I'm currently in the drive for Fruta Kids, and then go to shared with me, here I'm going to see digital portfolio. So I'm going to click on that. Here's Grand Junction, here's Fruta. If I open that up, and I can open up preschool, because we're going to look at the preschool one today. So for example, we're going to open up ASA. Okay, so here's ASA's portfolio. The tracking is the same way. If you're in your drive, you could just type in here tracking, and there it is, 2021 digital portfolio tracking. I've got it right over here on this screen. Okay, so that's how you navigate to the tracking sheet and your children's portfolios. All right, because I could go back and I can open up pre-K or so forth. So we're just going to focus on preschool here now. So that's how you get there. On the tracking sheet at the bottom, you can see down here low, you've got all the different classrooms, Fruta Tots, early preschool, preschool, pre-K, and then the junction classrooms. So again, here's Fruta Preschool tracking, and this is all of Fruta Preschool portfolios. So if you want to audit this, you can walk through all of these different portfolios. Like here's ASA and here's AC here, and go, hey, I don't have a picture of the child here. Here it is, there's ASA. And so you can talk to our VA and say, hey, can you make sure you get ASA's picture? Copy it here, put it in here somehow so it'll help you with the photos I'll be sending on Voxer and so forth. All right, so there's brief navigation. If you ever see this window here come up, just click OK. It just tells you where you're at if you don't know. All right, here's the GJ roster. One last thing for housekeeping. When we enroll a new child, let's find one. Bum, bum. Oh, I'm in the wrong roster. Hang on. Let's go fall. That will help. Get rid of this one here. There. I've got Fruta and Junction back up now. So here's an example. We enrolled Soren Herringer in Fruta in Junction Preschool. Okay, and Jeanette, our VA, this is for you, right? So on the far left, if it's this bright green, that means that Soren needs to be entered into Class Dojo. Okay, with the P, that means that that child needs to have a portfolio set up or a preschool portfolio. You'll notice that in our toddlers, there's a T for the toddler portfolio. Okay, so what's going to happen, Jeanette, our VA, is going to be looking at our roster once a week and looking for any new kiddos that A, need to be added to your Class Dojo, and B, need to be, she needs to create a portfolio for a preschooler or a toddler portfolio for a toddler. Okay, and a little housekeeping like Adeline here. Adeline's only coming Monday and Tuesday. There is a red asterisk. So there will not be a portfolio for Adeline because Adeline's here 2 days only. 1 or 2 days, we can't do a portfolio. There's just not enough contact with the child. Also, if a child is enrolled after December 1, we will not start a portfolio. There's too much work. We're too far behind. So this is tracking for the entire year for our kiddos. Just a little heads up on that. When Jeanette is done creating the portfolio and entering that child in Class Dojo, she'll simply copy and paste and turn that Soren's back to this navy blue, matching everybody else. Okay, so that's our indicator to our VA that a portfolio needs to be made and they need to get entered into the Class Dojo. All right, I think that's about all of my housekeeping stuff. I'm going to turn this over to Kim and Dawn, and they're just going to go through. And again, if you find that your tracking sheet here is not matching what you've sent our virtual assistant, Jeanette, then you can reach out on Voxer and give her some correction. But you can also, on occasion, if you need to, and you want to create a screen recording like you're going to watch, you can do it this way so that you have really good visual and verbal communication to Jeanette so she can get everything dialed in and so forth. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, we can pause it here for a second.
Oh, yeah. No, it's good now. Yeah, we're going. Okay, we're going to start with some of the easy stuff. So in here, we need to start with getting the photos started. So these are photos that came from ProCare. If we could, let's take the photos from their portfolio cover pages and go ahead and place those inside of here. Let's not use the profile pictures from ProCare. These are all typically very old photos, number one. So some of those are probably going to be maybe when they first started with us. They could be toddler photos. They could be a year old, 2 years. You could possibly get ones that you can't tell who they are. Like this is Grant from probably a year, maybe a year and a half ago. If we could use the ones that we've uploaded, I'm also going to encourage, Dawn and I will go this week and encourage, you'll notice early preschool, Todd's, some of these don't have any. Pre-K I think has very few. If we could get them this week to get those done, if you'll upload all those. It also may help when we send photos. You may not need to have everybody sending hey, this is Grant, hey, this is Donovan, hey, this is Cash. It may be easier to recognize those. And then if you do have somebody you can't tell, because we do have quite a few kids that are blonde, we can resend their name. But if you could get those in this week for those kids, that'd be great. We need...
And
So again, we're going to use these cover pages, which should everybody should have these, and make sure we're using those for the child's photos in each of these. So we're going to have these for everybody, so you can actually replace these. Now on the ones that you've already done, you may be able to tell, you can leave them, but I would, going forward, go ahead and use those in the future. Inside of here, we need Raphael removed. We will not be doing a portfolio on him. So I see that you've tracked a couple of photos. He, however, is in another program, so he only comes to us half a day. So we will not be tracking him through a portfolio, so he needs to be removed from our portfolio tracking sheet.
Abel.
We have Abel needs to be removed. He is also in another program, so he is only with us half a day. So we will not be tracking him. So if you could remove Abel. Dane is in pre-K. He needs removed. He has already been added to the pre-K roster down here, so he doesn't need to be added to there, but he does need to be removed from ours. We have a couple of kids, though, that do need to be added to our roster.
We have Roman.
Roman came from early preschool. He is probably still on theirs, if I had to guess.
He's not even.
I don't see him on theirs. If he's on there and you see him, there he is. Roman. So he doesn't have a photo. We will get a cover sheet, one of these done for him in our room. And so as soon as we do, if you'll move Roman, he's right here. He'll go from early preschool up to ours. So if you'll move Roman onto ours, and then as soon as we get his cover sheet done, you can add his photo. And then we will have already some stuff done for him. So if you'll move him from early preschool to ours, and then we will actually be adding 2 more from early preschool onto ours. I will send those as soon as we have names. They'll move up on Monday. I'll give you those names, and they will be added to our roster as well.
Is Grace Coop on there?
Grace Rayleigh's on there.
Okay, that's good. Is
Grace Coop. No.
okay, and Lucas Hemphill.
FGH. Nope.
Okay,
Is that it?
I think so. I think we should be caught up there.
So everybody else, it looks like, should be good. I would update Grant's picture with his portfolio photo because that honestly doesn't look like him. That might help you when you're inserting photos on their pages. Again, remove Dane. Isabella looks pretty good. Waylon's okay. Grace Rayleigh, we have a cover page for her.
So next, we have cover pages on everybody, so we need to update those. And if I need to send those pictures through Vox again, I can. So
That's this page here. So we should actually have all of those in everybody's cover page on these. So everybody should be in place.
So what I'll do right now is I will take a look at the blank spots and resend that photo. So let's see, we need Donovan's.
You want me to get into all of them? Dawn and I will check all of these, and we'll check every single portfolio, and everybody's, anybody's that's missing, we'll make sure that we get those resent. Looks like you have Donovan's missing, Wyatt, and Grace Rayleigh. And then anybody else that wasn't added, which would be, we probably didn't take Romans yet, right?
Yeah, he's probably the only one that we have not taken.
And then special friend we have all done as well. And so we'll get those sent as well. On the special friend as well, we're going to probably reset up this. I might set a page up and show you kind of how we want these set up so that you can see how we'd like a page set up with not only the photo, but then this part of it, because this needs to be put up here so that it goes with the photos. And so we'll make sure that this coincides with each photo. So I will lay one out so that it goes with the photo, and we'll make sure that is set up correctly so that each photo is set up correctly. Okay, and then right here, talking about our special friend page. So some of these classrooms are going to look a little different. This is how Dawn and I have done special friend for several years. So as you look, this right here is the high fives. You're going to see the Mickey Mouse hands. You're not going to see this in every room. This is our room. So if you could take the giving high fives and put that over this picture with the Mickey Mouse hands on every single page that you get. Counting the friends, you're going to see a wand. It may not be the same exact wand every single year, but this is the light up wand for this class year. And finding my letters, you're going to see they each pick a wand. It won't always have an apple. There's a pizza and a schoolhouse, and I think one's a dog or something. Anyway, they're finding their letters across the alphabet. So if you could put the finding my letters across the picture. So this one, of course, is Weston. Asa is here doing his. So here he is finding his letters. Here he is counting the friends. Here he is giving high fives. So if you could take them from here, take the social emotional and put it underneath good morning, friends. That is the actual section of what this is. The giving the friends high fives is actually what he's doing. Finding my letters is what he's doing. Counting the friends is what he's doing in the picture. So if you could section those out, that would be great. I know that Zadrian doesn't have that photo yet. We just sent those back to you. So when those come in, that will come in here. So again, social emotional, that's the section that it goes underneath. So that shows right here. And the special friend is part of the social emotional section. So right here, you can actually, if you want to mark it, that's our October section. So Don and I will actually be done for October. So we would actually count that done for us right here, because we will have that
takes
completed.
care of our social emotional.
It does for us. We may actually have additional photos later on, but this actually takes care of us for now. And so we will be completed, but our special friend page is done. We will complete our cover pages. Again, if you could get those photos inside here, that will be helpful, I think, for you when you go to add their photos in. You'll be able to tell them a little bit better.
And just to clarify on the boxes that we send, when we send social emotional, that's just to let you know where that needs to be plugged in. That does not need to be added as a comment on the actual page that you're creating in the portfolio. So that's just to let you know where that picture needs to be placed. And then typically you'll see the child's name, sometimes the date, and then down below is the comments, sometimes in parentheses or what have you. But again, the first part of that is just where that picture is supposed to be placed. So it'll say social emotional, language and literacy, math, and so forth.
And these are all split up in those sections. So the special friend, is underneath there. And that is why, because it's already inside of that social and emotional. This personal and social emotional is already underneath there. Dawn and I will not fill all of these slides. This is me. This could actually be one of the initial art samples that we get them to draw. It doesn't mean we'll actually fill it. We could, we may not. Some classrooms are feeling like they need to fill all these slides. We will not. Our family samples and self-portraits may go in a different section. We may actually copy them twice and put them in both sections. We may not. We'll let you know when we get there. Don and I do our portfolios. We've been doing them for almost 15 years, so ours come out a little different. We'll let you know in what sections they go. Right here is where, I know that an extra section was put in for art samples, but it's fine too to track them here and put those 4 samples here, and then anything extra for anybody else that kind of goes outside of there, I'm fine with you tracking here. We don't need to track a ton of the art. I know a lot of staff feel like tracking their art is important. That's something Dawn and I have never felt, that you need to track the number of art, but it's fine to have those extras. What is vital is tracking the photos. They've got to have these photos inside these. This is what's vital right here, is tracking these photos, the 3 photos of development. And this needs to be over time. They should not have 3 photos in the very first 3 months of development of the school year, and then nothing for the rest of the year. They shouldn't have 3 developmental photos at the very end of the year because they just didn't do their portfolio all year, and then completed it in March and then handed over to the parents. It doesn't show development over the course of a year.